Hey, fifth grade, it's Miss H, and for today's reading workshop lesson, we'll be working out of Scholastic Scope. We're on day 4 activities. Some of you guys haven't really been following that. I strongly encourage you to go back and make sure that you gave your best effort and that you kind of worked through the slide deck at the pace that I set for us. That's how we would do it if we were in the physical classroom, and it's because we cannot focus on that many different things all at one time. So good readers chunk things and they process things kind of following what I've posted in the instructions. So please make sure you do that. It's actually due tomorrow after you complete the very last activity, and that's when I will start looking at the quality of your answers. I noticed as I was reviewing some of the work that I gave you basically answers like I would in class, and many of you just slapped some stuff in the text boxes. So I can't really give you a 3 for doing grade level work if your answers to the questions or in response to what you read don't make sense. So please make sure that when you're going through these assignments that you're not just checking the box to get it done, that you're making sure you show me what you know and what you can do, and you're representing yourself as a reader and a communicator and a writer and someone who is able to analyze, because that is what I'm scoring you on. That's what I'm grading you on. So even though it says ungraded, like you're not getting points, it's a learning exercise and it helps me know where you're at. So please make sure that you're taking these things seriously. All right, so I'm going to jump into today's lesson. You're going to be working out of slides 8 and 9. That's your critical thinking. And then you're going to watch a video and answer the questions that are found on slide 10. So I'm going to jump over here and I'm going to go to slide 8. And we're going to talk about the first critical thinking question. It says, Odysseus demands that Polyphemus obey Zeus's command to treat all guests kindly. The play doesn't say if Zeus had any commands for guests, but do you think that Odysseus was a good guest? Would you have felt like treating him kindly? And I just put what I thought. If you think something different, then that's totally fine. The critical thinking is more about trying to look at things from a different viewpoint and kind of figure out where you're at on that. So I put that Odysseus was not a good guest. He told his men to eat Polyphemus's food before it was offered to them, and he threatened Polyphemus with the comment, "Treat us unkindly, and you will be the object of his wrath." And he was talking about Zeus there. So that was my opinion. If you thought something else, that's totally fine, as long as you backed it up with evidence from the text and you gave your reasons for feeling that way. So this is one of those questions where there may or may not be a right or wrong answer. I did provide my answer as an example just so that you could see kind of what I was looking for. Question 2 says, at the end of the prologue, the Greek chorus says that some called Odysseus a hero, describing him as courageous and clever, while others described him as cunning and cruel. The caption on page 18 expresses a similar idea. When the chorus asks, how should we judge Odysseus? How would you answer that question? Explain. So again, there's no right or wrong answer here, as long as you explain your thinking and you include evidence from the story to support that thinking. It has to be reasonable. Odysseus is courageous as well as cunning and cruel, pointing to his bravery in approaching the Cyclops, but also the tricks he uses to escape, including the very cruel trick of blinding the Cyclops and the fact that he steals Polyphemus's sheep. Again, those are my answers. Feel free to use them as an example and make sure you explain your thinking. And then slide 10 has you watch this video. So you just click on it, and then you'll click on the link, and it takes you to the video. I'm already logged into Scope, so it didn't ask me to. If you're not already logged into Scope, then you just need to type in the password HES5ELA. Make sure you tell it that you're a student, all lowercase, and then it should take you to this video. If you want to make it full screen, this is the button to do that. Watch that video, and then you're going to jump back to your slide deck in the tab above, and then you're going to answer questions about the video. And what it's asking you to do here is kind of compare and contrast the video with the play. So we're taking two different pieces of text that are about the same subject, and we're kind of trying to synthesize what we know about that, both pieces. Question 1. Compare the way both Polyphemus and Odysseus are portrayed in the video with the way they are portrayed in the play. Portrayed just means how they're shown to the reader. In the video, Polyphemus is the victim and Odysseus is a jerk. In the play, Polyphemus has a gentle side but is a brute, and Odysseus is shown to be a hero and should be admired for his actions. Question 2, it says, in the video, Polyphemus tells you the story of his encounter with Odysseus from his point of view, Polyphemus's. How do you think the video in which Odysseus told you the story from his point of view would be different? So if we had another video where it's Odysseus speaking, I feel like it's likely that he would portray himself as admirable and sympathetic, and that Polyphemus is this horrible monster who ignored Zeus's rules and cruelly ate Odysseus's men. So I feel like that's how that video would go. And then question 3, did watching the video cause you to change your view of any of the characters or events in the play? And this is totally your opinion. Like maybe you saw a different side of Polyphemus and you're like, hey, that guy's not so bad. He's right. Those men were in his space. He deserved to eat them. It's not his fault. That's just how he was raised. I don't know. Maybe you're like, no, it didn't change my opinion. I get his point of view, but I still don't think that he should have eaten those men. And Odysseus was just defending his men and his life by poking out his eye, and so it was justified. Whatever your opinion is, just make sure that you support it and explain it. And that's all for today. Tomorrow you'll be choosing a task from the choice board and you'll be completing that, and you'll need to make sure that you attach that, but I will walk you through that tomorrow. I love you guys. I hope you're well. Can't wait to get back to the classroom.